All right, ladies and gentlemen, everything appears to be in order. And now it appears that my own Stream Deck does not want to function properly. For some odd reason, Oh wait, I'm actually hitting the wrong button. I'm hitting the button that works for my Elgato and to mute myself. Hold on. Okay. I mixed up my mute for my streaming, for my gaming streaming, and I mixed up my mic for, regular streaming and recording for you guys. I mixed that up a little bit. But everything appears to be in order. So, yo peoples, Kyushu92 here, and welcome back to yet another iteration of One Piece chapter reaction and review. Now, I'm on the Viz site, as you guys know. That's where I read these chapters from. It says that we're not getting a chapter we're going on break. We're going on break for the next 14 days. For the next 2 weeks, we're not getting a chapter. So this chapter has to be something big for us to be going on break. Also, there is no My Hero Academia chapter today. I had already made a thumbnail, but thankfully I didn't make a pre-existing stream reminder, because apparently this was notified like 3 days ago, and it says we're not getting My Hero Academia chapter for the next 6 days. So we're not getting a chapter this week, but we're getting one next week. Whereas this chapter of One Piece is not going to get another chapter for the next 2 weeks. So we're going on a 2-week break from One Piece, and we're currently on a 1-week break from My Hero Academia. So no My Hero Academia chapter today, just One Piece, and then One Piece episode, which leaves me plenty of time to get some more streaming done. I really need to figure out what is going on with streaming through my PlayStation, because I want to get back to streaming VR games for you guys. And I need to figure out why my broadcasts keep getting interrupted. So I want to sort that out. So if you see like test streams or whatever, today it's me sorting it out and seeing what the problem is, and so I can formulate that. But that is side stuff. Today, we're here for One Piece, because oh my goodness, the last chapter was good. So let's go ahead and get started. Welcome everybody. Thank you for the continued support of this channel. Your support really does help this channel grow. I just gotta say thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you for helping this channel be as amazing as it is. Because no matter how many videos I make, none of it really matters unless, it does matter, but the purpose of me entertaining people doesn't amount to much if I am not entertaining you. So thank you for helping me be better. Let's go on with today's chapter. Chapter 1025, Twin Dragons. And I gotta have my mic up here so that way I can be out of picture, and so you guys can have your own section there. Chapter 1025, Twin Dragons. Reader requests an octopus compelling Usopp's adventures into the Tales of Usopp by Sodasusu. And here we have Usopp speaking to some birds who are recounting his tales, but the front page of Usopp's tales read out Big Liar Story. Of course, fitting with Usopp. And now we have Luffy screaming, "Hey, what are you doing, Momo? Just fly!" And then we have Momo. Oh, well, so much for me thinking that he got over his fear of heights. He's still groundbound. But Momonosuke, who's been aged up 20 years, is saying, I know that, I mean to, but my body will not move. Do you realize how high up I am just from lifting my head? I don't care. Are you still afraid of heights even as an adult? Silence! Hold your tongue! Warrior fears nothing! And then everyone else is just looking on as a 28-year-old Momonosuke is still scared of heights. Then what did you get big for? You're a dragon, so fly! I know! Do not rush me! We're in a rush! If I don't stop Kaido, he'll take out everybody! I know that! So fly! Give me a moment! And Momonosuke is still scared of heights, and he's still going back and forth with Luffy while Shinobu and the rest of Law's crew just looks on. Then we cut to the roof, where Kaido is still fighting Yamato. And Yamato is still in their hybrid Zoan form. They're both in their hybrid Zoan form. And we have Kaido as well. And he's bleeding. Kaido is bleeding. Kaido is bleeding from his forehead. Yamato actually did some damage to Kaido? Bruh! We haven't seen Kaido bleed since he was fighting the Supernovas. And any other attempt to harm him really didn't amount to too much, but Yamato actually did enough damage to cause Kaido to draw blood? She may not be well, Yamato may not, I want to just say Yamato because, you know, there's a lot of going back and forth with whether she identifies as a girl or a man, so I'm just going to say Yamato from now on, regardless, so that way I don't play that little pronoun game, so that way no one gets upset at me, but Yamato appears to be strong enough to injure to draw blood from Kaido. So that's a substantial achievement, being able to draw blood from Kaido. And then Yamato's face starts to crack. And then apparently Yamato is able to encase themselves in like this armor, like Gaara does, like armor of sand. And Yamato says, "Mirror Mountain." And then the armor just drops off of them. And then Kaido says, "So, you defended against it." So when they hit each other with Raime Hake, Yamato used Mirror Mountain, which essentially just encased themselves in, I guess, ice-like armor or something, in order to defend themselves from Kaido. And then Yamato jumps into the air and starts spinning above Kaido and uses a move called Hallowed Glacier Slash, and then aims straight for Kaido. And this move lands directly on Kaido's head and slams his head into the ground. But Kaido, being Kaido, gets up from this and says, "Look at you, acting like a darn soldier of Wano. But you cannot escape your bloodline. You are still the son of Kaido. Do you really think any of the samurai here see you as a comrade, regardless of what cause you choose to bear on your shoulders?" And he continues to clash with Yamato. And then Yamato says, "Shut up! That doesn't matter!" And then Kaido says, "You have lived alone on this island for years, hopping about the rocks, crawling through the attics, always alone." And then Yamato says, "That's not true, I have friends." And then Yamato thinks of Ace. And then Yamato says, "I mean, I did." And then Kaido says, "That's right. There were also those samurai in the cave, and everyone who ever showed favor to you is dead." And then someone's giving Yamato some food. "Here's some food, Ogre Princess, and a blanket." And then we see Yamato looking at the past memories where apparently whoever gave Yamato food was literally, you know, the execution plank that Momonosuke was on when Orochi wanted to execute him. Yeah, apparently whoever gave Yamato this food was executed the same way and skewered. And then we have Beast Pirate saying, "Hey, why'd he get put to death out of nowhere? He was sneaking out food for the Ogre Princess. That kid's still on the run, talking about wanting to be Odin?" And then it shows Yamato as Kaido's Kanabo comes directly in front of her and then just bodies her. And then Kaido apparently he's using Conqueror's Haki with his attacks, and he just beats on Yamato, saying, "Friendship is a sham. It's all for show. Deep down they fear you. You must rule others with strength. You are the child of ogres." Wow, remember when people said that Kaido was an ogre? The dude just says you are the child of ogres. "You must rule others with strength. You are the child of ogres. You are not meant to be friends with humans. That is your fate, Yamato." And then he brings his Kanabo down. And then it shows Momonosuke flying into the air screaming, "I'm flying!" That's it. There we go. That's it, Momo. I'm moving. Forward. Forward. You're going real fast. We'll catch up in no time. So Momonosuke is flying straight up towards Onigashima. And Shinobu is just watching on as Luffy in the distance is screaming, "Left! No, left!" And then Luffy saying, "Okay, there's Onigashima. I see shapes on the roof." The roof? Hey, are you even looking where we're going? You fool, how can I fly with my eyes open? The dude's flying with his eyes closed. What? No, that's not the roof, says Luffy. And then Momonosuke just crashes into the performance floor. Still, he's flying with his eyes closed. And then everyone inside just sees a dragon come through and they immediately think, huh? Kaido? No, look closer. And then Queen is looking on thinking, what? A different dragon? Sanji's all like, huh? Grandpa Hio and the rest of the Yakuza bosses are looking on. Kawamatsu's looking on saying, a dragon? And then Izo and Marco are watching on. Marco's just grinning in the background. He's just chilling. So like, well, what do you know? Look at that. Marco is so overly chill with everything. No wonder he was able to take on Kizaru. And Izo is saying, what is that thing? And then Luffy, is that Luffy? Yeah, no, wait, is that Luffy? Yeah, that is Luffy. And he's holding on while Zoro's looking on thinking, Luffy? And then King is looking on, silent but surprised still. And Momonosuke just crashes through. He's not stopping, he's just crashing through everywhere. He's just literally crashing through all of Onigashima. He's still flying with his eyes closed. Ah, what is this? What's going on? Stop, Momo, what are you doing? Where am I? And then Momonosuke just crashes through the second floor. He's just recklessly going through all of Onigashima right now. And he crashes, and he continues to crash through the floors, and he crashes up right behind Law and Kid, who are facing off against Big Mom, with Big Mom saying, Kaido? And then Kid is all like, what the? And then Luffy's all like, ah! Just holding on like, ah! And Law's looking on like, Straw Hat? And then Big Mom is saying, what is happening? And then Luffy is saying, come on, Momo, just open your eyes already. And then Momonosuke says, I cannot. There's something stuck in them. That's because you keep smashing into things. Help me, Luffy. Just man up and look. And then Momonosuke continues to just barrel through all of Onigashima, making his way up to the third floor, just recklessly crashing all over Onigashima except going up to where the roof is. This boy is crazy. Third floor reporting, Master Kaido is rampaging through the castle. No, it's not him. But there can't be two dragons. It's a different color. Find out who that is. And then the roof, we're back to the roof with, I guess, with Yamato saying, lots of noise going on down there. And then Kaido says, must be Lin. I'll have to rebuild the whole castle. And then Yamato is just breathing heavily, and Momonosuke is in the background, finally making it up to the roof, but he's just still far off. And then Yamato says, I'm not done yet. And then Kaido says, huh? And then Yamato says, divine swiftness, and Conqueror's Haki starts to be imbued in her Kanabo. And then Momonosuke is saying, oh no, I'm in the air again. I must get back to solid ground. And then Luffy says, there's Kaido, charge down there. And then, oh my goodness! Ah! Ow! Yow! Momonosuke suddenly opens his eyes and says, Kaido. And then Luffy goes, Gear Force! Snake Man! Gomu Gomu no! And then Yamato imbues Conqueror's Haki into her Kanabo and launches at Kaido. Oh, no, you don't. No, you don't. No, you don't. Come on. And hits, both both Yamato and Luffy hit Kaido square in the jaw. Now here, Luffy is using Conquerors on his attacks as well because there's black lightning coming off of his fists. But they both hit Kaido. Yamato hits him with White Serpent, and Luffy hits him with Jet Culverin! And they send Kaido launching backwards. And then Yamato's all, huh? And then Luffy is back to his normal form again. He just used Snake Man to hit Kaido with Jet Culverin and then went back to his normal form instantly. No sign of exhaustion or anything. And then Yamato says, Luffy! And then Luffy says, hey, Yamao, you were holding Kaido back for us? That's great, thanks. And then Yamato says, I'm so glad. And then it shows Kaido assuming his dragon form going after Momonosuke, saying, how did you survive, Straw Hat? Who is that dragon? Name yourself. And then Yamato says, a pink dragon? Huh? Could it be? And then Luffy says, nothing you do is going to kill me. I'm the man who will be king of the pirates. And then Momonosuke finally says, and my name is Kozuki Momonosuke, the man who will be Shogun of Wano. And then, the man told Kaido his name. Yes, let's go, Momonosuke. And then Yamato's surprised to say, Momonosuke? And then Kaido, grinning ear to ear, just says, what a surprise, that little boy. But the world doesn't need two dragons. And that's the end of the chapter. Oh, we're about to have a dragon battle. We're about to have a dragon battle, and Luffy is just standing on top of Momonosuke with his arms crossed, facing off against Kaido. Let's go! Do I also stream on Twitch or some other platform? On occasion, I stream on Twitch when YouTube is not acting right. When YouTube is not acting right, then I tend to be on Twitch. But sometimes Twitch tends to be finicky. And when I'm streaming from my PlayStation, the connection tends to be real finicky. That's why I'm going to try and figure that out so I can get back to streaming VR for you guys. But this is a 10 out of 10 chapter right now. Luffy's finally at the roof. So it looks like the battle against Kaido is about to get serious again. Yeah, this is a good chapter. If I don't get any other chapters today, this is a solid chapter. Yes, this was good. Oh my goodness, let me see what you guys have been saying. Let me acknowledge everyone here. Kohagen, Juicy, Karma, Okata-san, Katos, Neil Johnson, Fandom D Saint, Not Mitchell. It's good to see everybody here. Oh my goodness. Marco, way too chill during the war. Hi, Kyushu. Yamato is a girl. Don't think anyone here is going to get upset. See, here's the thing. We know the obvious, but people get so hung up on the pronouns thing that they go with that. Like, I mean, it's a touchy subject that I have to be real careful what I say on. Like, I know. But people's interpretations, incredibly different. Yamato has a lot of moves already, perfect for a Pirate Warriors game. Dude, Karma, do you not realize how much more fun Pirate Warriors 4 could be if they continued to support it, other than just leaving off with, Cracker, Judge, Smoothie, Killer, Mad Monk, Uruj, and Drake, and then Kinemon, Odin, and who was the other one? And Kiku. Do you know how much more fun the game would be if they just kept releasing characters? Especially with these chapters going on as much as they have. They stopped supporting that game way too soon. Way too soon. Now we gotta wait for another Pirate Warriors for them to think, oh, you know what? We left some people out, so let's add these people in. Outstanding voice acting for Kaido Kyushu. I think Kaido's really happy that Luffy's alive so he can give him a better fight. Look, Kaido loves to fight. He literally wants to usher in an age of violence. So the chance to fight someone who's capable of fighting on his level, as he has acknowledged before, he's looking forward to that. Luffy should have slapped Momo and said something like, "Fool, you are not a normal human. You are a dragon. You have the ability to fly, so you can't fall. Therefore, your fear is useless. So if you must fear something, fear me." Well, Luffy's not that blunt with it, but he's all like, "Just get over it and just fly up." That's how blunt he is. The Momo crash course was a great visual way to remind the readers of what's happening right now. It really was a good way to remind us that, hey, there's fights going on, by having Momonosuke crash through every single one of them and distracting everyone. Everyone was focused on their own individual fights, but now Momonosuke, who's the same size as Kaido, just comes crashing through Onigashima. And distracting everyone from the fighting they were doing before. But as far as what you said, Kohagen, Luffy's more akin to just saying, just fly up there, get over it, and fly up there. We gotta get up there now. He doesn't care about the how or the why. He doesn't care about how it's done, he just knows that it has to be done. So he's not gonna say, oh, you're a fool, and he's not gonna have a long, drawn-out speech. Luffy's never been one to never really monologue. He just gets straight to the point and says, "You're a dragon. You can fly. We need to get up there. Let's go." And then Momonosuke is just flying around everywhere, crashing into everything with his eyes closed, and Luffy's all like, "Dude, open your eyes. We can't see. We need to get to the roof. You're going the wrong way. What are you doing?" And Momonosuke is not listening because he's too scared, because he's flying, but he's also just crashing through everything. Your Kaido and Hawkins voices are my favorites you do. They're my favorite to do as well. I love doing Kaido's voice because it's got to be the gruffest voice I'm ever able to do. Brandon, my brother! It's good to see you as well. Yeah, it's been a while. Glad to see you're doing well. You know me, Brandon. I'm doing good all the time. I'm just very, very happy because some recent things happened that apparently weren't resolved after at least a year and a half. And they've just been resolved this past Friday. So now I'm completely good. It was the big, massive weight lifted off my shoulders. So needless to say, I am in a massively good headspace right now. Luffy would never tell his friends to fear him. Exactly. That's not what Luffy would do. He doesn't say things to make people scared of him. He'll say don't mess with his friends, but he's never been one to just outright say things to intimidate people. I know Conqueror's Haki tends to do that with regular animals because of the presence, but Luffy has never been the type to just intimidate people to get what he wants. I don't think the part was that serious anyway. It was more for comedic effects. Exactly! This whole thing was, you can literally hear the comedic music going on as Momonosuke is just crashing through the wrong places, trying to get up to the roof. But yeah, Brandon, it's always good to see you, bro. It's always good to see you. I hope you've been keeping an eye on Tiny Tina's Wonderlands because that looks like it's going to be massively fun when I get it. But let me see what else she says. Don't think, hello everyone. Yamato has a lot of moves. Made it. Greetings all. Ahoy, ahoy. Ohio. Well, it's not morning anymore. Well, technically it's still morning because 12 is noon. So yeah. Ohayo gozaimasu. Marco smile when he sees Momo. Marco is just overly chill with everything that's just going on. Is all like, so, there's another dragon here. Oh man, this is gonna be good. I wish I could tell Oyaji this. I wish I could tell Pops this. Like, this is something that Marco would think, like, you know what? This might be a fun story to tell. Not like, oh, a whole nother dragon is just in Onigashima. Now it's all like, I might need a drink when I tell people this story. Jozu is gonna lose his mind when I tell him this. That's the whole... Marco is literally one of the most chill individuals in all of One Piece. Now, there have been moments where he gets very, very mad when certain things happen, such as when Squad stabbed Whitebeard way back in Marineford, but he's just so chill with everything right now. Especially since when he and the rest of the Whitebeard's pirates lost to Blackbeard, he still has a chill outlook on life, despite all the things that have happened to him since the time skip. Which is why one of the reasons why I massively love Marco. He's just a great character. But this is it, ladies and gentlemen. Luffy and Momonosuke have finally made it back to the top of Onigashima, and the fight between Luffy and the strongest creature in the world is about to pop off. But we have to wait 2 weeks until we see that continue. Now, since we are not getting a chapter for the next 14 days, I would not be surprised if the next chapter does not actually continue the fight continue where this chapter leaves off, but then goes back to other fights that are happening throughout Onigashima. We still have Fukuro Kuju going up against Raizo. We still have Jack going against Inuarashi. We still have Peros Pero, who's going to get bodied by Nekomamushi. That's not a fight, because fights means either side has an equal chance of winning. Peros Pero already has lost an arm thanks to Pedro and his sacrifice, so Peros Pero has even less ways to defend himself fully without his arms, and mind you, he still has the other arm, but I don't think Nekomamushi is really going to give him that option. We still have Killer going up against Hawkins, who's linked his life to Kid, with Kid and Law facing off against Big Mom, and we still have all of that going on. We have Zoro versus King. We still have Sanji versus Queen. There's a lot to still cover before Wano is over, and any of these fights that I have just mentioned could be where the next chapter starts on, rather than going directly to where Luffy is right now. That's just how I feel when these chapters keep going. Got your hands on a PS4 God of War, Spider-Man, and Tiny Tina? Got to get my hands on a PS4 God of War, Spider-Man, and Tiny Tina, but really glad to hear your situation resolved. Been gaming more now. We should try to meet up with Chris sometime. Absolutely. It's been far too long, bro, since we last gamed together as the three Amigops. It has been far too long. It's been far too long. I'm free today, and, well, you guys know how my schedule tends to be on Monday, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Thursdays are my freed up days. Saturdays are my freed up days. And after I get done doing all this stuff, Sundays, I have the rest of that day off as well. So we really got to get together. You might want to speak to Chris, because he's still wanting to get your character sheet filled out for the D&D one-off that he and Steph want to do. So hit him up and see about that. Just speak to him about it, because he kind of wants to do that with us. I already got my character made up, new to D&D, so I'll figure that out once I get back into it. But hit up Chris when you get the chance, when you're free, and you two just talk about it. Who do you think is stronger, Yamato or Zoro? I feel... Oh, wow, that's actually a really good one, because both Yamato and Zoro managed to draw blood from Kaido. That's a tricky one. That's actually a tricky one. They both are massively strong. For Yamato to be fighting Kaido in his hybrid form, which bolsters his durability and physical strength, and for her to still be able to draw blood from him even in that form, that's a substantial achievement in One Piece standards. Being able to draw blood from Kaido should not be smirked at. Zoro is stronger than Yamato. Yamato has more skill and practice with Conquerors. That's actually a really good point. Now, mind you, Zoro does not know how to use his own Conquerors yet. But him using Enma kind of makes up for it for now, due to the fact that he's the only one to scar Kaido across his chest. Now, mind you, either way, it would be very close, I think. Yeah, that's the thing. I kind of rank both Yamato and Zoro on the same level of strength. That's why I can't really say something. About which one is stronger. Question about Borderlands 3, what Mayhem is needed to get Skullmasher? I think you need to be at Mayhem 6 to take out, what's his name? The crazy dude that always says, like, we have to slash in the No. Wait, I'm thinking about the cocky sniper rifle. The Skull Masher, I think, drops from that one Varkit dude in Borderlands 3. Hold on. Let me look this up real quick. I don't have anything else to do today other than do my reaction to the latest One Piece episode. Skull Masher. Oh, this is something you get from the Guns, Love, and Tentacles DLC. Drops from Aista. It's a world drop. So don't use the Schluter. Don't lose the Schluter artifact if you want to get it. But world drop DLC 2. Drop rates in all sources. 50% chance of dropping from Aista. So fight Aista and he has a chance of dropping the Skull Masher. But it doesn't really say if you need a Mayhem level in order to get your hands on it. Hold on, let me pull it up here as well. I know I'm talking about different things other than One Piece because we got to talk about Luffy going Gear 4th in order to hit Kaido, and he uses Conquerors as well. It doesn't say that there's a specific Mayhem level you have to be. It just says that you have a 15% chance of getting it from Aista, so that's that. All right, so let's talk about this. No My Hero Academia, no Karma, there's no chapter today. I just checked, there's no chapter. It says the next chapter we get is next week. In the next 6 days. Because apparently 3 days ago, let me pull up My Hero Academia 326, which is supposed to be the next chapter, delay and release date. Alright, so initially, My Hero Academia chapter 326 was scheduled to release this Sunday, September 12th, this year on Viz. However, the editorial department announced that the manga is going on an unexpected break this week. And recently, the staff confirmed that they are delaying the chapter because of the author's health issues. So pray for Horikoshi that he gets better. On Twitter, it says, because of the creator's health, MHA is having a break in this issue. We apologize to our readers who were looking forward to it, says the editorial staff. So, of course, it's sad that we won't get a new MHA chapter this week, but fortunately, we know when this series is coming back. Now, chapter 326 is scheduled to release on Sunday, September 19th. The chapter will release at the usual time. But because of Horikoshi's health, they have delayed the chapter, so no My Hero Academia. Luffy got in and out of Snake Man real quick. I like that. That's another thing as well. He went into Snake Man, punched Kaido one time with Jet Culverine coated in Conquerors, and then went back to normal. The drawbacks of Gear 4th have become less substantial to Luffy the more he's used it. Like, he's used Gear 4th when he was with Law and Kid and they both took out that Beast Pirate's ship. And then he was just back to normal without that huffing and puffing. And now he's talking to Yamato and he's not huffing and puffing then after using Snake Man. So Luffy's getting better at Gear 4th again. The dude is able to get in and out of that form no problem now. Of course, it's because of health. Hoping this ain't nothing serious. I hope so as well. Horikoshi, you may not know who I am, and you may never even watch this video, but if you do, please take care of yourself. As much as we all love My Hero Academia, your health comes first. Take care of yourself. We can wait on the next chapter as long as your health is fine. And I'd say the same thing about Oda, and I would say the same thing about Chugong when I'm reading Solo Leveling as well. To any mangakas that we ever get manga from, please rest and take the time you need to rest. The story can wait as long as you get your rest in. But this chapter was great. We get new moves from Yamato, such as her ability to encase herself in ice. Apparently with a move called Mirrored Mountain. And she was able to shield herself from Kaido from when they clashed with each other and they hit each other. They both hit each other with Raime Hake, Thunder Bagua, and she shielded herself from that attack. Now, Kaido doesn't have that ability, and he kind of drew blood from that attack, but Yamato's armor completely broke after that. And they both use Conquerors with their attacks, which would make their attacks hit even harder and more damaging. But Yamato was the only one to come out of it kind of unscathed outside of her ice armor being broken. So let me see if I can pull this up with Yamato and her abilities real quick. I wonder if they added it to her, powers and abilities list. Devil Fruit. Okuchi no Makami, and then Haki, Armament Haki, Raime Hake, aha! Here we go. We got the newest move. Shinsoku Hakujaku, which literally means Divine Feet White Snake Dash. Because the main brunt of this chapter is Yamato fighting against Kaido, and then Luffy and Momonosuke crashing through all of Onigashima, and then making their way up to the roof. And then Luffy uses Gear 4th with Snake Man, and hits Kaido with Jet Culverine, while Yamato hits him with numerous new moves, like Hallowed Glacier Slash, which she actually slashes at him. I don't think she used her Kanabo. I think she actually slashed at him with her claws. And then another move called Divine Swiftness. Divine Swiftness, White Serpent. So what that move is, and both her and Luffy hit Kaido with this. So this melee description is called Divine Swiftness, White Serpent, Shinsoku Hakujaku, which means Divine Feet, White Snake Dash. A melee attack where Yamato imbues her Kanabo with Haki, causing dark lightning to emanate from it. Yamato then dashes towards her opponent, swinging her club horizontally with two hands to strike a powerful blow to that opponent, not unlike her Raime Hake. So this is her version of Raime Hake. This is her own personal version. When used against Kaido alongside Luffy's Jet Culverine, it managed to knock the Emperor back quite some distance and made him spit up blood. The first part of the attack's name is homophonous with the word Shinsoku, which means for great speed, literally meaning divine speed. The second part, ironically, is homophonous with the word Hakujaku, meaning weakness or feebleness. So this is a brand new attack by Yamato, and if I go over to her Ino no Mi Okuchi no Makami, and we go over to the new attack that she used today, called the two new moves that she used today, called Mirror Mountain, Kagamiyama, literally meaning Mirror Mountain, a defensive technique where Yamato seems to encase herself fully in ice, which initially cannot be distinguished from her body. So essentially like Gaara's armor of sand. That's essentially what that is. The thing is, how did Yamato get that strong? I'm guessing Kaido trained her, but last chapter he basically left her to die, so I don't know. You want to see Momo in his human form? As does everyone else. Everyone wants to see Momonosuke in his 28-year-old body. But going back to the Mirror Mountain Kagamiyama, a defensive technique where Yamato seems to encase herself fully in ice, which initially cannot be distinguished from her body. Should Yamato be struck by an enemy attack, said armor-like coating will absorb the damage, becoming visible as it cracks and breaks off Yamato like glass, leaving her unharmed. Literally Gaara's armor of sand. The technique was first seen following a Raime Hake clash between Yamato and Kaido, the former using it to keep herself from being injured. Kagamiyama, or Mount Kagami, is the name of a mountain in the Saga Prefecture of Japan. According to an old legend, Matsuura Sayohime bid farewell to her husband Otomo no Satehiko at the top of the mountain and prayed for his return so intensely that she turned into stone. The Viz manga calls the technique Mirror Mountain. And then we have her other move, an offensive move, the Hollowed Glacier Slash move called a Himoro Giri, which literally means ice various cuts. An offensive move where Yamato, in her human beast form, leaps into the air and starts vertically spinning her Kanabo on her side, making a swirl of ice form around her weapon. Literally can use ice. She's an ice wolf. She's an ice wolf god deity type creature. So ice moves is essentially what she can use. Therewith, she consequently strikes down on her foe from above. When first using this attack against Kaido, she struck the back of his head and knocked him into the ground despite Kaido blocking with his own club, but otherwise failed to deal him any damage. So she managed to hit Kaido square in the head, but it didn't do anything to him. The attack's name is a pun on Himorogi, literally meaning divine fence, a Shinto term referring to sacred spaces or altars used for kami worship, consisting of square areas demarcated by green bamboo or sakaki. The Viz manga calls the technique Hallowed Glacier Slash. So yeah, she's basically an ice wolf. Interesting. But when she uses White Serpent and Luffy uses Jet Culvering on Kaido, this actually manages to knock Kaido back and draw and make him spit up blood. And he's sent flying as a result. And then Yamato has a brief moment where she sees Luffy in his Snake Man form, and then in the next panel, he's already back to normal again. Flying on top of Momonosuke. And then Kaido turns into a dragon, wondering who's this other dragon in front of him. And Luffy proclaims himself that nothing you do is going to kill me. I'm the man who will be the king of the pirates. His infamous proclamation to everyone who's asking who he is. And then Momonosuke gathers up the courage to say, my name is Kozuki Momonosuke, the man who will be Shogun of Wano. And he stares down Kaido. And then Kaido just laughs at the prospect of finding another dragon, saying, what a surprise, that little boy. But the world doesn't need 2 dragons. So Kaido's back into his dragon form again, and we're about to get a full-on dragon battle. Overall, this was a 10 out of 10 chapter, and I enjoyed it immensely. There's not much else I can say about the chapter that I haven't already said already. Other than this is a really enjoyable chapter, and I can't wait to see more of it. The thing is, how did Yamato get that strong? Okay, whether it's Kaido's speech about defeat, Joy Boy, and ogres, he's making me interested about his backstory and why he is the way he is, to the point where he's ranking up in my top One Piece villains. That's another thing. So many theories have been put up with Kaido being an actual ogre. Like an actual ogre. Like he's not human, he's an actual ogre. And this chapter is just going to throw more fuel on that fire with him saying to Yamato that you are a child of ogres. Now, whether he says that figuratively or he meant that literally, I mean, the more and more we see of Kaido and Yamato, the more and more it makes me think that they both could actually be ogres, and ogres is just an entire race of people. But then it makes me think, okay, so what does that mean for, does having horns on a person's head, does that signify them as being an ogre, or are all, like, Kaido and Yamato, I can understand them being ogres. But then you see other people that have horns on their head, such as the Tobiroppo, and I feel like they just have horns on their head simply because they want to replicate their commander, their general commander, just out of homage to him. So if anything, this chapter just throws more fuel on the fire that Kaido is of an ogre race. And I would not be surprised if I see people making videos bringing up, like, whether just bringing up that theory even more than they already have. So at first I was thinking there's no way. Maybe he's just a human and he just has horns on his head just for show. But seeing as how we've seen these horns on his head since back when he was with Rocks, if his silhouette is anything to go by, back during the time when he was taking over Wano with Orochi, and even now he still has them. I'm starting to personally believe that he might just be an ogre as well. I didn't believe it at first, but I'm starting to lean more in that direction because there's just more references to ogres, and him saying that Yamato is a child of ogres. This is just reinforcing that theory that everyone's been going with for years, literally years. And we have a break next week, but if we get 4 chapters in a row, then I'm okay. These chapters have been fire lately. Hope this keeps going till the end of the war. So Onigashima might be important to Kaido because of Onigashima. Kaido is like an actual ogre. Think about Shrek. I mean, where your mom at, Yamato? Or better yet, where is Luffy's mother? Who knows? There's so many mothers that we don't even know of in One Piece. We gotta think of, what significance will it have for us to find out who their mothers are? It has to have some significance. We know about Sanji's mother. She had a massive impact on his backstory. Now, whether or not Luffy's mother or Yamato's mother will have an influence on the story going forward remains to be seen. I think I want them to defeat Kaido, but it also seems like stopping Kaido is also the way. Defeat Kaido or stop Kaido and make him leave Wano. Shrek is the lurking legend. Shrek is love, Shrek is life. You already know. There's no dismissing that. There is no evidence that points against that. Shrek is love, Shrek is life. And his legend permeates into all media, including One Piece with more Onis and ogres. Ogres have layers, including Kaido. He has plenty of layers as well. I really hope that they decide to go into the backstory of Kaido so we can find out exactly how he became the man that he is today. Find out about his ogre race. Find out how he became the way he is. Can't imagine Kaido dying for some reason. I can't imagine it as well. If they don't just full out defeat Kaido, stopping him has to be the next option. Just simply stopping him and making him concede. Stopping Kaido seems like a much more probable thing than just flat out defeating him and then Kaido just standing over his unconscious body. Because Kaido is just literally too strong. I'm sorry, but as strong as Luffy is, Kaido is still just really, really strong. And I feel like Kaido is not going to be dying anytime soon. But stopping him, I would be fully on board with that idea. I would be fully on board with Kaido just being stopped. And then Kaido just saying, "Fine, you win." Just admitting defeat. Not just flat out being defeated and just unconscious like literally every other opponent that Luffy has fought against. But Kaido conceding defeat and acknowledging that Luffy won over him. Or at least admitting that, hey, this isn't worth it, so I'm not going to do it. That's just how I feel. I feel like stopping Kaido would be many times better than just simply defeating him outright and then Luffy's just standing over him. You want Kaido to reappear later in the story? I wouldn't mind that at all. Are any of the main villains in One Piece dead? No. No. Any of the main villains that we've had from each arc, they're all still alive. Because first we had every major villain that Luffy's faced off against, not like the ones like Don Krieg or Alvida or Axe-Hand Morgan or Buggy or anything like that, but every major villain that we've come across, they're still alive. Especially the ones that Luffy has fought. Think about Whitebeard at Marineford. That's not even Prime Whitebeard. He takes so much damage, but what about Kaido in this Wano arc? And how much can he take damage? I mean, Kaido has pretty much been shrugging off every single thing that's been done to him. The only attacks he's acknowledged is Conqueror's Haki attacks from Luffy and an attack from Zoro using Enma. Those are the only attacks that he's actually acknowledged like, ow, that hurt. When Kinemon and the rest of them stabbed into Kaido, he said like, I can feel that, but unlike Oden, this isn't going to make a scratch. Katakuri is not a villain. Katakuri is my most favorite character. See, Katakuri was only doing stuff to look after his family. He didn't have a particular vendetta against Luffy. He wanted to defeat Luffy for the sake of the Big Mom Pirates and his family. That's it. He didn't have like a massive vendetta against him saying, I have to kill you simply because you're getting on my nerves. Like, no, you're going to be a problem for my family and the Big Mom Pirates as a whole, so I have to defeat you. It wasn't like no personal vendetta. He was just doing his job. That was it. He was just doing his job as a commander. My job is to make sure anyone who would threaten Big Mom and my family gets eradicated. That's just his job. No personal vendetta. The only personal stakes he took into it is he acknowledged that Luffy was a person worth fighting and putting along his own pride for. Like, the shame of having his face exposed, Luffy was the only person so far that we've seen to make him put aside that side of himself and acknowledge Luffy as saying, okay, I'm going to put aside my own pride and shame to fight you and give you all that I have. That's how much respect I have for you. So Katakuri's one of my favorite characters as well. Katakuri should have had Advanced Conqueror's Haki, but I guess Luffy would have lost if he had it. I wouldn't be surprised if he uses it, if he actually can use it, and he just chose not to, just so he can have an honorable fight with Luffy. Because think about it, Katakuri is able to look into the future, and if he wasn't able to, and if he could see that Luffy wasn't able to fight against him with Conqueror's Haki as well, and if he was to use it as well, then the fight would be over and Luffy would be defeated and we would not be in Wano. Katakuri is an honorable fighter. He even, like, remember, he stabbed himself in the side. He stabbed himself in the side in the same spot where Luffy got skewered with his mole spear. Just out of respect for Luffy saying, like, wow, all this time I thought that I was hitting you was because you were faltering and you were getting slow. But it turns out to be outside help that I didn't want. Okay, so to make this fight even, I'm going to stab myself in the same spot, so now we can fight on an even playing field. Katakuri is an honorable fighter. He's a vicious fighter, and he goes out of his way to literally just beat people down into submission without hesitation, but he's an honorable fighter. And that's why him and Luffy could understand each other on a combat level, but also on a semi-personal level as well. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Katakuri has advanced Conqueror's Haki as well, and can use it with his Mochi Mochi no Mi. Especially with his Block Mochi? His Block Mochi was able to go up against Luffy's Haki just fine. Like, when Luffy used Armament Haki, Luffy was getting hurt from Katakuri's Block Mochi. So imagine Katakuri using Block Mochi with Conqueror's Haki imbued into it. Imagine Katakuri just using his regular attacks, like his regular Mochi Mochi attacks to his body imbued with Conqueror's Haki. The dude can do essentially what Luffy can do, but bigger. And much more efficiently. So that's a scary thought when you think about it. I would like to see Katakuri as a Yonko after Big Mom gets her butt kicked. I want to see Luffy and Katakuri having a reunion one last time and then have a chat. You know what? I wouldn't be surprised if Katakuri has a chat with Luffy and just chills with him. Because during the last battle, they both came to an understanding. It wasn't a personal, it wasn't like Katakuri said, like, I will defeat you if you ever come here again. It was like, oh, like, you're gonna come back here and defeat Big Mom? Okay. And then finding out that Luffy managed to escape from Whole Cake Island, he was last seen smiling at the thought of Luffy getting away. So yeah, I feel like Katakuri and Luffy have come to an understanding with each other. Now, whether they're gonna be like, you know, just buddies if they tend to see each other again, remains to be seen. The amount of respect between Luffy and Katakuri is just amazing. That's how fights can be. Really. I would like, let me see. I think Kaido is going to respect even more, just like Katakuri. I wouldn't be surprised. Kaido only acknowledges strength. That is the only thing he acknowledges. He doesn't care about your dreams and ambitions. He only acknowledges if you're strong. So I wouldn't be surprised if things that come to a head with Luffy and Kaido, if Kaido acknowledges the strength of Luffy at the end of the fight. At the very least, acknowledges, like, okay, you have what it takes to stand in this world of monsters. Luffy, Kid, Katakuri, the next generation of Yonko. I mean, it remains to be seen. I mean, all these Yonko can't keep their positions for forever. So someone's gonna have to replace them at some point. Possibly, but we'll have to see. Overall, this was a great chapter. I'm gonna go ahead and get started with my reaction to One Piece. And since I'm definitely gonna have a lot more free time on my hands, I'll see about streaming with you guys later. I want to get back into VR, so I might do Until You Fall, or maybe get into No Man's Sky and see just what it's like in VR and the new updates as well. But that's all. Hold on, one sec. Family's always looking out for me. Big Mom still not defeated. We still have Shanks and Blackbeard. Yeah, we still have Big Mom, Shanks, and Blackbeard. I feel it's very difficult to figure out who the end boss for One Piece is going to be due to there being so many end boss potential level enemies that they have left to fight. And I'm going to end it with this. So, we have Blackbeard and his ever increasing armada of crew members, and then finding out that numerous other people are coming up with different devil fruits, like Katarina Devon with the Nine Tails devil fruit. And then we have Shiryu of the Rain taking Absalom's devil fruit in a way that we still don't know. We still don't know how he managed to get Absalom's devil fruit and give it to himself. Whether it was through the same method that Blackbeard was able to take Whitebeard's devil fruit and imbue it in himself, or whether they killed Absalom near some fruit and then let that power pass into it, and then Shiryu was able to get that power. I just don't know. So many boss level enemies for this story. Imagine if Law and Kid defeated Big Mom. I mean, I don't know. Kid's not really in a place where he can just go all the way out. He's not in a position where he can go all the way out, especially with his life being tethered to Hawkins, who's fighting Killer, which Killer can't attack because then he'd be damaging Kid. There's a lot of going back and forth here. Oda will be the one to decide what's going to happen at the end of One Piece. That's all. We just have to be patient. We cannot, as much as I would like to bring up theories about what could possibly happen in the future, it's really down to how Oda brings it all. Because he already knows the ending of One Piece. He already has it already formulated. Dude already had Momonosuke turning into a pink dragon formulated way back in, I want to say, 700 chapters ago. Literally all the way back in 2004, he knew what Momonosuke was going to look like. He literally gave us what Momonosuke was going to look like as an adult dragon back in chapter 321 or 371. I love the theory that someone said on Roger's base about Shiryu's sword eating Jozu's devil fruit. Now the thing is, how do you feed an inanimate object a devil fruit? That's the thing. How do you feed an inanimate object a devil fruit? Do you just jab the object into the fruit itself? So many questions that Vegapunk still has to explain to us. Because remember, Oda said that Vegapunk is going to explain how devil fruits work. But we'll have to see. But at the end of the day, we just have to be patient and let Oda tell this story. 310. Thank you, Kohagen. Thank you for the correction. We have to just let Oda tell this story. It'll take a minute. But at the end, it'll be the story that Oda creates, and we'll be grateful that he did it the way he did it. For all the theories that we come up with, Oda tends to basically kind of outdo our theories when you think about it. So we just have to be patient and let the story go as Oda intended. Overall, fantastic chapter today. I enjoyed it immensely. Luffy's back on Onigashima, along with Momonosuke, and they're face-to-face with Kaido. The rematch with Luffy versus Kaido is about to get started, but we're going to have to wait 2 weeks until the next chapter comes out. So, we just need to see how things go from here. We just got to be patient and wait on the next chapter to release. So, with this 2-week break, it actually gives the anime a chance to slowly but surely catch up to where the chapters are. Well, in terms of numbers. Because the anime is currently on episode 991 today. And the chapters themselves are in the thousands and 25s, 1020s. So it's going to take a minute, but we'll have to see. But enough about theories and about One Piece for now. All I can say is, hope you all enjoyed. Can't wait to see you all in my next video. I really do hope that what I do here for you has been entertaining for you guys. I've been doing this for a number of years, and I have to say, I am happy doing what I'm doing. And as I go through this year and into the next year, I'm still going to keep going after, doing this thing full time, because that's where my heart is. That's where my desire is. That's where my thoughts always think of whenever I'm at my current job right now. I have I have nothing but an absolute ambition to be a full-time entertainer for people like you. And I'm just going to continue to go after it. I'm never going to stop going after it. Doesn't matter how long it takes, I will achieve it. So I thank you for allowing me to be that entertainer for you. But hope y'all enjoyed. Can't wait to see you all in my next video. And if you're new to the channel and you enjoyed what you saw here today, then consider subscribing because I am always looking forward to entertaining you. So have a fantastic day. And once again, as always, later, peoples. I love my job. Love my job.